rest of the world, Supersonic's money transfer has got you covered. With the largest payout network in the Gambia, you can now receive your monies anywhere you are, from Kartong to Koina, with less hassle. Yes! You can receive monies from your family and friends in UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world with our safe, secure, fast, and convenient service that offers you the largest selection of payout locations in the Gambia. Supersonic's money transfer. We are currently in 34 African countries and counting, giving you quality money remittance services that are second to none. Visit the Google Play Store or the Apple Store today to download the Supersonics Money Transfer app and enjoy excellent money transfer services only with Supersonics.
It's your favorite host, Yuswapa, right here at Gambia Talents TV, calling on all of you to witness this wonderful gathering.
His blessing. Governor, welcome to this program. Inside Training Center Chairperson, Board of Chair, Dr. Chernobari, IMVF program boss in the Gambia, Juana, CEO of Inside Training Center, Dr. Ismaila Sise, guest speakers, representative, Dr. Mr. Ahmad Jigo. Not forgetting our chief host, the chief of this community, Jokadu District, Chief Alpha Khan, and other representatives of various institutions. I could also see other representatives here, like the coordinator director in the Gambia, who has been very useful in this ceremony. Because throughout Insights program with IMVF, he has been very, very instrumental. Besides that, I think I would invite the Imam to come and give us his blessing. Imam, you are invited. Okay.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم ملك يوم الدين نعمته عليك ويهديك صراطا مستقيما ويسرك الله نهر عزيزا وتلك حجتنا آتيناها إبراهيم على قومه نرفع درجات من نشاء إن ربك حكيم عليم وهبنا له إسحاق ويعقوب كلا هدينا ونوحا هدينا من قبله ذريته داود وسليمان وأيوب ويوسف وموسى وهارون وكذلك نجزي المحسنين وزكريا ويحيى وعيسى وإلياس كل من الصالحين وإسماعيل واليسع ويونس الهدى فضلنا على العالمين ومن آبائهم وذرياتهم وإخوانهم واجتبيناهم وهديناهم إلى صراط مستقيم ذلك هدى الله يهدي بما يشاء من عباده اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد صلاة تنجينا بها من جميع الأهوال والآفات وتقضي لنا بها جميع الحاجات وترحمنا بها من جميع السيئات وترفعنا بها عندك أهل الدرجات وتبلغنا بها أثر الغايات من جميع الخيرات في الحياة وبعد الممات اللهم صل على سيدنا وصلاة تفتح لنا بها أبواب الرضا والتيسير وتغلق عنا بها أبواب الشر والتأثير وتكون لنا بها وليا ونصيرا أنت ولينا مولانا فنعم المولى ونعم النصير برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أخلق والخاتم لما سوى الناس الحق بالحق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله حق قدره ومقداره العظيم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما صلى الله تعالى عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Okay, Imam. Okay, Gambia being a secular state, whenever we invite Muslims, imams to pray for us, we equally invite the Christians to give us their blessing. So if they are present, they are invited. Also, in our midst here, we have the chief of Loas Nyomi, who is also gracing this occasion. Okay, you are welcome, Chief. Can we have the Christian prayer, Mr. Mbenga? Yes, who is? He's not present. Yes.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us prayer for peace, protection, and guidance. And may you inspire and guide us through this program. In the name of Jesus, our Lord and Savior. Amen. Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, world without end. Amen.
Once again, I would thank everybody present here for witnessing this program. Insight Training Center has a long journey. Insight started from Serekunda in 1999, and today we are here. So obviously, we have a long way to celebrate, and we will continue celebrating. Insight's journey in Kuntaya started in 2021 with IMVF. IMVF supported the program that we are celebrating today with the housing here done by MRC Foundation and Enable. Enable, the structures that you see there where the animals are housed and the other structures were all constructed by Annabelle to enable us start this program. That are graduating today, which we will be celebrating. So we obviously am grateful to IMVF. So at this point, we will start the program. And yes, Mr. Menga. Okay, at this point, I will invite the Alcalo to give us his welcoming remarks because he is our, he obviously gives us this land that we.
Assalamu alaikum. Mange nuyu mbolo mi fi nek mange jital commissiona nak gofna division bi mange tek alkali yi fi daje ak imam yi fi ne ak ñi nga xamne ñoo oté master bi nek fi Mr Mbenge ak ñi melni mom ñepp ma ngi leen ay welcome ñepp ñi fi nek ma ngi leen ay welcome di leen wax bismillah faddal dina kontaan nak pour wax fi amna jamono man ma leen jox fi ba ma leen ko joxe ñu bari fogon nañ ne duñ ko liggéey waaye ñatti Yàlla rek ci gannaaw fimne ni liggéey nañ ko ba ñu ko jëriñoo loolu nag am naa ci ndam boo mayee ko soxla muy jëriñoo nga jëriñoo ci am nga ndam te fii ba Basse ba Kombo ñu ngi ñëw ñu ngi leen ay train fii te firi laa leen joxoon place bi firi kon nag bu ngeen ñëwee tey sañ naa leen a wax ne welcome wasalaam.
Okay, thank you very much, Alcalo. He will introduce us to this community, who is Amatijan. Amatijan has been very useful, and obviously he introduced us to the community and to the Alcali. So we are indeed grateful to all of them, and to the VDC of Kuntaya. Thank you very much. Okay, next on our program guide is the CEO of Insight Training Center to give us a speech.
Chairman and members of the Board of Directors of Insight Training Center, the Governor of NBR, our guest speaker, the Director of IMVF and staff, representative of MRC Holland Foundation, at work, Annabelle, the Chief and Alcalo of Kuntaya, and the satellite villages, community leaders, VDC representative, parents, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed a honor for us to come here today and make a double celebration. One, we could call it inauguration of the school, as well as celebrating these young men and women who have qualified in various fields to show that they have achieved something. As Alkali has stated, some few years ago, we came here and through Amatijan. Now, let me say there are people that crave for development and they only want, well, they want development mostly in their communities. Amatijan was our former student and he introduced us, or he asked us to come here. Well, during the feasibility, we were looking at whether it is viable. Could we come here? Day in, day out, he will be coming to say, let's go. Whatever you need, we will provide it. And it was through him that introduced us to the community, to the Alkali, to the VDC. Today, we're here. Today, we're here to say, at least we have started. This is the beginning of a long journey. But at least we've got something to show for now. We've got these young men and women who have graduated or who are graduating today and who can show what they have been able to achieve. As I have always highlighted, at Insight, what we do is highlight what we are able to do. Not what we are able to do in terms of finance, but what we are able to achieve through our students. This is a collective achievement. The community provided us with the land. MRC Holland Foundation provided us with the 5 classroom blocks, the admin block, the fence, and the water system. Last year, a week before the commencement of the academic year, I know a lot of people will remember the last windstorm. A week before we were to begin our classes, that was when the whole school was blown up. Through partnership and collaboration, we were able to rebuild this school within a month to come back and start lectures. That would not have been possible without the collective effort of everyone. Enable came to our aid. They provided the materials that were required to rebuild the structures and also the materials for building the small ruminants and the poultry houses. IMVF came in as well to support with 50 goats, 50 sheep, 1,000 chicken, support for the staff, and so many other things. We're grateful to you, Joanna, and all the partners. We must achieve, and for us to achieve, we must look at what we can do better. Now, when we talk of lack of unemployment, or when we talk of unemployment, we see the youth, a lot of them not employed. But thinking of 50 tons of eggs being imported in this country, 21,000 tons of meat being imported into this country, 500,000 rams imported in this country, tons of tomato, cucumber, and others imported into this country. What do we do to solve that problem? We are all aware food insecurity is threat to national security. And do we have food security? Can we look at that? At one time, can we Gambians just say, at least we are better in this? Even if we are able to be only produce tomato, why can't we work on that? During the last graduation, I had said, the young men and women that are here or that were in that graduation are the agents of change. You are the agents of change. I hope this wouldn't be an opportunity to just go to the class or to the field and learn for a few days or few months, go back to the community and say, "Dama def lenen." It means a lot have been spent on you and you are not doing it. Is it profitable? You are aware, you know, you have been doing this. Within the last year, we've made about $500,000 on only chicken and eggs. And we didn't hire any other person. It was this young men and women that produced that. Was it a large scale? No. I think it was 1,000 chicken that we used, 500 broilers initially, and 500 layers. Are we able to get that finance? Yes. There are businessmen out there, all they're looking for is profit. If you can show them it is profitable, they would invest in it. And if you can get $500,000 within a year, come on. If you ask any other person, he will be willing to leave Serekunda and Banjul to come here and join you. Today, we've got 128 students graduating here in 2 batches. There were 2 batches. One batch was 76 students, and the other batch was 52 students. All of them were trained on the field. Now, at Insight, what we do is we show you what we are doing. These buildings that you are seeing here were all built by students. The eggs that you are seeing here were also produced by the students. The meat, I think we have even made a food chain here now. In Kuntaya now, what we are able to do is produce eggs and meat and then sell it to the shop for onward delivery or onward distribution. And at a cheaper price than the market price. The chicken used to be $250 and we were selling it for $200. This is our contribution to the community. So, alkali, su fekkoon ne dafa amoon ku wax ndax du dox wax leen ne depuis daaw ak ren xale yii luñ defar si ganaar ak nen am nañ si juróomi téeméeri junne si loolu ganaar bu daan jar ñaari téeméer ak juróom fukka ñaari téeméer lañ ko daan jaay si biir Kuntaya ndax Kuntaya ñoo ñu jox fii kon ñun foog ñu delloo leen jukkal neneen lu ñoo am nañ ko séedoo ak yéen. We must invest in food production. We must invest in food production and we must invest in our youth. They are not lazy. We have said we have not paid a cent to anybody to take care of our poultry. And that's not only poultry. We just started. Now, the $500,000 that I have said, this is profit. It wasn't turnover. It's just profit within a year. And we have goats and sheep. We have not started selling them. By next year, we hope Mr. Young and Dr. Barry will come to buy theirs from us here. If we invest in agriculture, we can achieve, and we can achieve a lot. Poverty will be gone, malnutrition will be gone. Insecurity will be gone. A lot of times we're hearing today, oh, gayange breaks in palasi, sachayi. If you have got something to do, you wouldn't have time for sacha. Let us keep the boys and girls busy. Let's give them something to do. Then they won't have time. Kuy dem sachi am jurom fuka, te ligay am juromi june du dem sachati. We need to invest in it, and thanks to the partners. Now, this was possible through partnership. Okay, KUNTAYA, the community came in, IMDF came in, ADWA came in, MRC Holland Foundation came in, Annabelle came in, but also there was also another army that was helping to see these things work. The Mr. Bangers, and of course, and the others that are also giving us the support, the ideas as how to achieve. When you think of how is Insight able to do this, please let me take you back to who are the people that are giving us ideas. Our board, we have a strong board, dedicated board, and a competent board that is telling us what to do. Thank you, Chair and your board members, but I think the society can see what you're doing. But of course, the dedicated staff as well. We are not able to do anything without this staff. Mr. Benga and others, sometimes midnight, he will tell you, oh, Damademon Seti Ganari said, well, hurry. At midnight, he is not paid for that. We can't pay him that much, but he is sacrificing for these people. The other people, all the support staff, Ismaila and all his staff, we are grateful to you. We are seeing what you're doing. And we think the community or whole society would see that we want to make a difference. And that is why we are at the prisons, we are producing food, we are providing skills. We believe if each of us is contributing their way or their quota, tomorrow Gambia would be the envy of the world. I thank you all.
Agriculture is the way out. Of course, there are certain things that Doctor have said as far as this project is concerned. I would also just throw light to some of it, like the energetic effort of this. Yeah, who is in the Netherlands at the moment on holidays? They were very, very hard working on this project. I remember last year when the storm blew this place off, the lady behind, she couldn't sleep. She was always thinking of this place, and which was obviously something touching to everybody inside. And Alhamdulillah, today, her and all of us here are celebrating what is here today. So thank you to everybody who have made this a success. Next person invited is the governor of Northbound region, Lamin Sedika. You are welcome.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Mr. Chairman, please allow me to recognize the presence of Chairman Board of Directors, Mr. Dr. Bari, and all other board members, MRC Holland Foundation Coordinator, Amadou Jigo, CEO Jigo Construction, CEO Inside Training Center, Dr. Sise, Project Coordinator IMVF, ADWA Director Mam Samba, my two chiefs, the Chief of Lower Yomi and the Chief of Jakarta, the Imam and Alcalde of KUNTAYA, the security chiefs here present, all media houses, all invited guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, friends and families. We are gathered here today to witness the ceremony, the graduation ceremony of students who have completed their study in this institution. I salute all the students for this great achievement. In extension, I also thank their respected hardworking teachers together with their Chief Executive Officer for their good guidance and commitment to see the success of these students. These boys and girls must be proud of their achievement, but it must go with discipline. Discipline without discipline, all the achievements will tantamount to nothing. Discipline, ladies and gentlemen, have no identity. It is individual behavior that determines your identity. It is my personal belief that the possession of these qualities and values can transform individuals into real citizens of this great nation. Mr. Chair, please allow me to call on myself and everyone else here to bring our thoughts together to create a country that will be a haven for many generations to come. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, these young people form the bedrock of any transformative change in our society. In other words, they serve as the engine for socio, political, and economic advancement in any country. Therefore, I urge all of you to continue hard work and discipline. As parents, it is our duty to invest good thoughts and benefits of peace and harmony in the hearts and minds of our children, who are going to lead this country in the righteous path. Otherwise, there will be no meaningful development. The students of this noble institution are taught to be creative, imaginative, and to think originally and unconditionally, and not to be afraid to push the boundaries. But over and above, they are taught to be respectful and open to new innovative ideas. You have completed your training and ready to face the reality as trained professionals in your different fields. We expect you to go out there and share your thoughts and experiences with friends and family. Remember, young people of today are the leaders of tomorrow. You have great opportunities, and not the sky, but the space is the limit. One of the fundamental pillars of development in any country is to educate its people. I have the privilege to speak to one of the National Assembly member of the United Kingdom, and he once told me that if you look at the United Kingdom, we don't have any natural resources like African countries. They don't have any gold, they don't have silver, diamond, even petrol. But what they have was education. And if you can look around, UK is one of the most powerful nations in the world. It's because of education. So education is very, very important, and we should strive it. Acquiring these beautiful certificates is one thing. What is important is to put into practice what you have learned from here with seriousness. Otherwise, you will live to regret for the rest of your lives. Remember, many are called, but few are choosing. So be among those few that are choosing. You should be proud of yourselves for this achievement, because no one can take what you have achieved here from you. That's the beauty of education. You can steal my food, you can steal my money, you can even steal my wife, but you cannot steal my education or my knowledge that I acquired. So you should be very thankful to the teachers and the institution for all the necessary support you receive during your time here. You can achieve whatever you want to achieve in life. I'll just give you an example of Prime Minister Harold Wilson of the United Kingdom. When he was 10 years old, 10 to 12 years old, he and his father went to London. He stood in front of number 10 Downing Street. Number 10 Downing Street is where the Prime Minister stayed. And he told his father to take a picture of him. And after taking the picture, he told his father, "One day, my father, I'll be the Prime Minister of the UK." And he became the Prime Minister of the UK. So you can see what you can achieve. Whatever you want to achieve in life, you can achieve it. It's not determination and energy that you need to do. His Excellency, President Madam Barrow, is in full support of such skill centers to inculcate young people to become entrepreneurs in their own rights. We have a leader who is not pernicious, but has respect for human rights and rule of law, and this government has created great opportunities for young people and has put a lot of emphasis in protecting their fundamental rights. Friends, families, and invited guests, It is my hope and belief that this center will continue to stimulate creativity, bring together people of this region and beyond, and to continue training our young people in many skill areas. You remember in Latin we said, "Tum biro biro," which means since there is life, there is hope. Distinguished invitees, ladies and gentlemen, I'll never forgive myself if I did not show my appreciation to all the partners who are supporting this institution. And in extension, I also show my sincere appreciation to friends, families, for parents, friends, and families for coming to grace this auspicious occasion. I can assure you that my office will do everything to make sure that this training center continue to function and graduate many more students in many years to come. Thank you for your attention.
For putting a lot of emphasis on skills training. And of course, it is true that government is very much in support of skills training because it's the way out. At this point, I will also invite the chief of this region, Alpha Khan, to throw some words of wisdom on this occasion.
So, Chairman, the regional governor, who is my able boss, the chairman of the board of directors, Dr. Bari, IMB BF, the CEO, Mr. Lee, the representative of JIGO, my able boss, friend and a brother, the director of ADWAC, students, the Alcalo of KUNTAYA, and the Imam of KUNTAYA, the Alcalo of other communities present, the security, our mothers present, the media, and my colleague, chief and uncle, Honorable George Sonko, the chief of Lower Nyomi. I said a warm good morning to all of you. I first of all have to apologize to my boss by protocol. We speak before them, but now I was not part of the program guide. Yeah, but I have to, as long as it is about Inside Training Center. I also wish to join the previous speakers to thank Inside, their board, and also their management. And as a member of this community, I was also been engaged by Amatijan, who this community is very grateful of, as somebody who passed by through Insight and came back, not only that he benefited from Insight personally, but decided to expand and extend it, lobby for it to come to his own community and his own district, by extension to the whole region. We thank him for that. As my father rightly stated, the Alcalo is my father. When this was initiated here, the idea was brought and communicated to us by Amatijan Jallo. We realizing that the rate of unemployment in this country, especially at that time when the Bagwe syndrome was the order of the day, you know, it is difficult to accept certain ventures, especially when it deals with, you know, issuing huge land. So some doubted it, but as my father is always committed to development, he insisted that yes, we can give them the land free of charge, provided that they are going to do something, and they never failed the community. They did that. Now the community, I want to inform the board chairman and some of the stakeholders, the community, having realized that the program with IMB is phasing out, we, the community, we have, you know, started putting heads together how to continue supporting this institution, because we don't want it to end here. The project and other partners, yes, they support it, but we need to take ownership. We cannot build all these structures only to be told that the project is finished. We started that with the able principal of the school. We went to the governor. He came to us, and we have to thank him especially for his commitment and also the seriousness he attached to this inside training center. He came to me, engaged me. Yes, we need to take this as we are the owners. It's for our young ones. We didn't stop there. We went to the governor's office, who is here to attest to that. We engaged him. There, we started calling the EU and other partners that we feel we can also add our weight on lobbying for sponsorship. You know, because some of these students or the youth that they are giving some of this technical training in the Greater Banjul area, it's more easier here with us, with this training center, than going to the Greater Banjul area. Because here, you don't have the problem of accommodation. Food is not a problem in the rural areas here. You know, and transportation also may not be that much an issue like in the Greater Banjul area. So, having said that, I want to say I'm grateful to be part of this program, and more importantly, to find this important institution inside our district. We want to say thank you, and to the graduating students, we want to say congratulations to you. And I also want to put to the chairman that they are not only being trained technically, but they are also being prepared for society to meet certain challenging issues. Because just 2 days back, they decided to join me in one of their group where I saw the group, they said Jokadu Poultry Farmers, Young Poultry Farmers Association. And they said, the one who created the group said it is where they can, you know, share experiences and challenges, where they can address issues together and support one another. So that shows that at least they have not only been trained to be self-centered, but they have been trained also to contribute to society. I thank you all for your attention.
Grateful for the support. Okay, at this point, I would invite Inside Vice Chair, Mr. Nyang, who is also a veteran TVET personnel, to throw some words on this occasion. Yeah, we said he's retired but not tired.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
I was taken unawares when I was asked to come and say a few words. Yes. Let me go up. I am very tall, so don't worry about that. When I was asked to say a few words, I appreciated it because I was a member of the TVET institutions and helped in establishing the Inside Training Center. When I was Director General of the National Training Authority, Mr. Sise, the CEO of this Inside Training Center, came and we worked together to establish the training center in Serakunda. That was appreciated. But what helped me a lot was, my boss once told me, do you think these people will make it? Inside Training Center. Boy, let's help others, because these people, I say, no, they are young people. Let's help them so that they will also put in their quota in vocational training. And they have not failed me. They have really honored what I was fighting for, and everything is in order. This extension is enough. The second thing that I will do is, I will address the graduates. You are going to be ambassadors of Inside Training Center. If you go anywhere and show that you are not disciplined, then they will know that at Inside Training Center, you are not trained to be disciplined. And let's remember something. Vocational training is a vehicle to national development. There is no doubt about that. Whether you train a lot of people or whatever, unless you have people to make buildings, to drive cars, to be able to maintain cars, to be able to fix electricity, then the development will lack. You must have to be people who are going to be vocational minded people so that everything will work. Let's remember something. There are two interests. The first interest is you are either an academic or a technical man. If you are technically inclined in this country, they say, bàyyi leen ko xel mi neexut. And that's what they tell you. Xel mi neexut, moo tax bàyyi ko mu jànga carpenter, bàyyi ko mu jànga maçon, parce que xel mi neexut. Do you think somebody whose xel mi neexut dina tabax lii? No one. The other example that I always give when I am asked to give a few words is somebody, with all due respect, doctor, somebody will come from Europe with a PhD, come to this country, then you are given a car, a brand new car, and say, doctor, because you have come with your doctorate degree, that's a car. Then you take that car, drive the car from Banjul to Denton Bridge, and then everything will stop. The engine will stop. Then doctor will come and say, man munuma ko defar de nañ dem jëli benn fita. You know, they go into any of the garages, get a small dirty boy, I call him, and say, kinda dimbale doctor. Then the person will come and say, doctor, what's the problem? The matter will be free, like after be say. Well, okay, open bonnet. They open the bonnet and say, doctor, startle. Then you start, you say, doctor, stop. Then doctor will stop. You go exactly where the problem is, get a screwdriver, turn 1 or 2, and say, doctor, startle. Doctor will start again. Vroom, vroom. It's on. You call that boy stupid? Is that person stupid? No, the person is not stupid. He's technically minded. Technical minded people are people who will venture into trying to make sure that what they are doing works. That's the practical aspect of whatever we want to do. So, and that is why I say I will take this opportunity to say a few words, talk to the parents, and say, please, don't see technical education as borom xel mi neexut. Help them. If you have a child who cannot go to Gambia High School, tell the person to go to GTTI. One day that person will be able to do something that you will never expect, that you were not expecting at all. So I don't want to bother you with a lot of speeches, because as old teachers, when we miss the classroom, if we have the slightest opportunity, we talk a lot. So I am sorry for that, but I just want you all, and as parents, to be mindful of people saying, a technical man, xelam mi neexut. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalatu wassalam ala rasulillahi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Pour presse bi nag dama ñaan doore suñu làkk yi ndax waa dëkk bi ñëpp a ngi fi teewee tey te yaakaar naa làkk nañ anglais gu bëri te man suma anglais bi foog naa dama ko bàyyi so dama doore olof bi anglais bi dab ma soo leen nangoo dama doore nuyu gouverneur ndax soo déggee ñëw nga ci dëkka ci gën a kawe mooy gouverneur so kooku la ñoo njëkkaa nuyu. Do I need to be on the bricks? Because they are breaking down and it's making me surprised. Alkaalo gi nuyu alkaalo dëkk bi te bég naa ci moom dëgg ndax am na lu bari lu rafet lim fi wax dëgg yàlla kontaan nañ ci. Nuyu tamit CFO bi muy doomam kooku tamit bég nañ ci waxtaan gi. Nuyu kilifa yi fi nekk yëpp te dégg naa ne am na ay yeneen chief yi fi nekk bëggoon naa tudda seen tudda mooy chief of Jokadu mooy Alpha Kane foog naa moom lañ waxoon mu wax te dégg naa tamit chief of Lower Ñoomi ku nekk ku tudda George Sonko yi tamit mi ngi fi dégg naa Lady Kansolo Ker Jarga Ward mi tudda Awa Gueye tamit mi ngi fi ñi ngi nuyu tamit wax nañ alkaalo bi waaye bëggoon naa turam mooy Alaaji Abu Fatou Kane su dee juumuma nuyu nañu tamit ñoo xam ne ñoom lañ àndal ñi ñëw fii ci ñooñu bokk na ci ki ñoo ooyee Joanna Martins xam naa ne dégg na olof léegi Joanna dégg nga ko moom moo represent IMVP coordination ndax ñoom ñooñu dimbale si projet bi ba mu taxaw ñi ngeen nuyu tamit Adam Mam Samba Diouf ki represent Adwat I think noonu la ba pare suma mag ki vice chair of the ITC board moom moo fi mujjee wax léegi nii di nuyu tamit ki CEO bi mooy docteur Ismaila Cissé ak principal am tamit mi tudda Ismaila Cissé ñoom ñaar wax dëgg yàlla léegi ñoo bokk ndey ak baay di nuyu tamit councilors yi fi nekk yëpp ak waajur yi fi nekk muy góor ak jigéen waa dëkk bi mag ak ndaw kontaan ci yéen di leen won bégte bi ñu esi tey fii pour ñëw teewee graduation téeméer ak juróom fukki graduate ndax 28 ñaar fukk ak juróom ñett ngeen baalal ma ne suma ñaan nga bugg a war a nangu ñaar fukk ak juróom ñetti graduates waxtaan yiñ fi wax tey dafa am solo waaye fi ma koy dooree ci ay misaal la ndax kii xaw na ma coxuñ tuuti nag mooy ki fi mujjee wax bi mu dooree di wax affaire yi xam-xam ma jox leen ay misaal xam-xam am na solo torop su dee xam-xam boo xam ne buy njëriñ la ñu ne ma doore ko ci mbiri moto gi waaw dafa amoon beneen docteur bu ñëw ak motoom di dawal ba egga fu nuroog Kuntaya moto gi paan bu moto bi paanee de mu jaaxle moom it mënut a xam li moo def ba defar moto ba ñu oo mécanique yi yëpp nag ku nekk ñëw dóor doxut mu amoon benn kilifa bu mag nag ki xamoon affaire yi mécanique waaye xëy na ñu bëri daal yaakaaruñ ne dina ci xam dara ndax moto yu bees yi la waaye ñu ne nañ ko oo rek comme que amuñ beneen solo kay ñu oo kilifa ji ñëw mu ubbi bonnet ba mu xool mu ne waaw jox leen ma clé ñu jox ko mu dóor fee nag kang mu ne taalal moto ba rek moto ba taal mu ne gars yi ne ko waaye lii de doy na waar docteur ba nag mel ni man rek ne ko waaw yow ñaata laa jox njëgi guru mu ne ko jox ma juróom fukki junni dalasi rek mu ne ko lan waaye yow da nga dóor fii rek mu taal di mu ne ko déet gis nga dóor gi ma dóor boobu dalasi rek nga may fay waaye xam-xam bi ma am ba xam fi may dóor ba nga taal sa moto ba boobu juróom-ñeneenti junni juróom-ñeneenti téeméer ak juróom-ñeenti fukk ak juróom-ñeneent moom nga may fay soo amuloo xam-xam ba di kon nag docteur ba caalit kon xam ngeen ne nag métier am na solo xam-xamam am na solo waaye tamit bàkku ci xam-xam tamit baaxut ndax gis nga kii nag moom xam naa ni séeréer la rek mu ñëw dugg ci moto déet kooku du mën a nekk séeréer ndax séeréer la doon tooñ nañ ne Pël la rek xam naa kan la santa moom daal dafa dugg ci gaal gi di war a jaala baara waaye moom yàlla dafa jàngi dëkki tubaab am xam-xam bu baax mu ñëw nag mu laaj nag séeréer bii di yóbbu gaal bi naan ko yow lan nga jànga kooku ne man de dema school mu ne ko waaye yow dëgg yow yaa doya di rek yow yaa ñàkk fayda rek demuloo jàngi waaye yow daal mu dem di ko xas gaa ngi ci gaal gi de gaa yi dem daal ba ci diggi géej ga rek waaw géej ga door di riir nag bu géej ga dooree di riir rek ñu xam ne fii moom daal yàlla rek a fi des rek borom gaal ga ne ko mbaa yow nag si sa jàng gi yëpp jàngoon nga fii rek mu ne ko déet ma jàngu moom loola de mu ne ko gis nga yow nag li nga jàngoon la yëpp amatul benn njëriñ tey fii ngay dee kon nag bàkku si jàng it amul njëriñ bàkku si jàng it amul njëriñ ndax moo tax nag jàng loo jàng su la njëriñee loolooy jàng bu am njëriñ fi may jeexalee tamit ba léegi ci misaal la rek dañ waxoon ne ñaari nit ñu dem uti mbiri métier waaw kenn ki nag mu topp ci ay foyantu rek xam naa kooku nag moom suma xariti séeréer lay doon rek moom mu topp ci ay foyantu rek mu ne ay yëfi métier yi nii loo bëgg a kay mën nga koy am sa waajur rek lay toppatoo am nga fi ngay tëdd soo xiifee dañ lay may nga lekk lu ma utee ay métier man daal buñ ma kenn sonal moom daal kër bu mu dugg ci biir Kuntaya daal nañ ko may mu lekk su buggee nelaw yi tamit kenn du ko aaye mu ne kon lu ma utee métier man kay suma affaire a ngi baax ba pare nag Paul ba moom ne ko xaaral man moom dinaa dem béy kooku dem béyi góob gerteem defar ba mu baax bu loolu amee rek taw ba bàyyi di ñëw nag at bi ci toppal lekk amatul beneen at bi ci ñëw lekk amatul ah waa ji nag léegi kër gum dem rek ñu ne ko ah waaye am nga lan nga doon def du si foo nga nekkoon demal continuer fo rek ñun nag amatuñ dara ñu la mën a may waaja nag caalit mu ñëwaat ca Paul ba ne ko ah Paul ba dimbale ma rek mu ne ko yow fiñ doon béy yow ñëpp a ngi topp lu am solo yaa ngi topp ci caaxaan kon yow ban njëriñ nga si amati mu ne waaw jàng naa li métti ci man xam naa ne léegi ci ndox amatee rek dinaa béy waaye doo rek ko foofa dak mu rëccu ñu baalal ko bu ndox ñëwee mu door di moom it béy lii yëpp ay misaal la tey lu nit ut xam-xam yi tamit li mooy ñaan mooy mun a yore boppam yore waajuram kon nag su dee amuloo yoon googa nag fee yombut ci yow yàlla may la métier am kon toppal métier xam nga tey yàlla dafa dogal xëy na man su suma wërsëg la rek ñu may ooyee docteur waaye ñi ma xamoon ci fanweeri at ci gannaaw man jàng naa ay métier de tey su ma amutoon benn kayit sax alhamdulilah dinaa doon mën a liggéey ndax dama doori ci métier gi njëkka waaye li des li nag ñëw yàlla yombalal ma ko ndax métier daal mooy xam-xam boo xam ne benn di nga ko am su dee yaa ngi am kattan gi nga am ki la si jàppale nga mun a dundal sa boppa dundal sa njaboot si sutura kon nag métier am na solo bëgg naa wax jàngkat yi fii ñu xam loolu damay gàttal foofu naan damay kontaan ci waa Kuntaya yëpp doore ko ci alkaalo bi li mu def nii wax dëgg yàlla su alkaalo yëpp defoon nii dina doon baax ndax dëgg soo amee si ay ndaw ci biir dëkka amuloo benn ndimbal boo leen mun a jox su dul ndimbali xam-xam boo xam ne dinañ si njëriñoo dëkk bi njëriñoo si kon loolu la alkaalo bi def yal na ko yàlla yàggal fii may ko fan bu gudd ak wér gu yaram kontaan nañ tamit ci waa Kuntaya ndax ñoom ñoo óolu alkaalo gi ba mun koo nangul mu mun a tànn suuf boo xam ne ñëpp bëgg nañ ko mu ne xaaral ma jox ko ñii jógee ci biti ñëw ndax am na liñ fi bëgg a sànca def loo xam ne dinañu njëriñ ndax suñ ko óolutoon mu def li mu defoon tey njëriñ gi duñ ko doon gis foog naa sant nañ yàlla ci ay ndaw yu bëri yu jógee Kuntaya tey ñu ngi am seen métier te yàlla su leen dimbalee tey mën naa am bii dina nekk seen uteekaay alal seen alal dina ci yokku kon kontaan nañ ci yéen yëpp yéen waajur yi Kuntaya yëpp te xam naa ne Kuntaya rek nekkul ay seen ndaw yi rek nekkuñ fii ci school bi xam naa ne am na yeneen ndaw yi nekk ci yeneen school yoo xam ne bokk nañ ñoom it ci school bi te ñëw nañ te óor na ma ne suñ gisee ndam ngi tey di am Kuntaya ñu bëri nañ daw ñëw bokkaat ci school bi ndax métier daal mooy loo xam ne moo ñoo jëmal kanam ba pare kontaanal gouverneur ndax mi ñu support xam nga man Northbound laa jógee si Badibu kay fële Farafenni kon nag suma gouverneur la kontaan naa ci moom ndax moom it dafa support projet bi ndax su si taxawutoon moom it duñ si doon ñeme ma kontaan si docteur Ismaila Cissé yàlla xam na ne man ku bugg a mbiri jàngala waaye bi ma ooyee ne ma daf ma bugg a boole ci waxtaan gi ak ci gën a yaatal school bi li ma ci gën a bégloo mooy dafa jàppalu serious mu nekk ku serious mu bugg a mu baax kii su doon ale rek la doon ut docteur Cissé mi su doon ale rek la doon ut kii mi ngi toog Angleterre xool leen ko de bu leen ko xeeb kii Angleterre la toog waaye mu ne moom du fa toog rek mu am fii ñu am soxla si jàng métier ñu mun see njëriñoo te man ma toog Angleterre rek moom munoon naa toog Angleterre am li mu ci bugg a yëpp waaye defu ko dafa ñëw sanca school bi et lim dem foratu Angleterre rek mu ñëw delloo ko ci school bi pour nit ñi am si njëriñ ba pare mu am rakaam tamit beneen Ismaila Cissé boo xam ne yëpp la bàyyi mu toppatool ko school bi ba school bi yaatu tey si biir Gambia bi fii mun naa wax ne school bi mooy number 1 si Tibet mooy number 1 si Tibet te waxee ma ko caaxaan ndax ñu bëri ñi ma xam nañ ne man si affaire éducation rek laa yàgg kon su ma waxee ne number 1 la digga la si Tibet institution si yëpp tey mooy number 1 bii mooy school boo xam ne daf lay jàngal nga defar kër tabax kër daf lay jàngal nga mun a dugal électricité si biir kër gi daf lay jàngal nga mun a def sa pipe ak wanag yi yëpp ci biir kër gi daf lay jàngal nga mun a béy mu jàngal tamit ni nga jaayee sa mbéy mu jàngala ni nga dencee sa xaalis mooy banque mu jàngala ni nga defee management kon kii lim la jàngal kay soo ko jàngee yëpp jeexal nga kon loo utati si xam-xam kon nag war nañ ngoo gërëm inside training jàppale leen encourage leen nga xam ne man su doon suma sago tey mi nekk chairman of the board dañoo am inside training yu bëri ci biir Gambie bi ba mu daj nga xam ne xale bu ndaw bu nekk muy góor muy jigéen muy mag sax bu am kattan dina mun a ñëw jàng ci school bi am ci métier ndax gis nga jàng du mun a weesal kenn boobu amul mag ak xaleel de bu fa kenn rus naan ne man am na ñeent fukki at ne ñeent fukki at la am léegi weesu naa jàng mënatuma dem toog ak xale yi lii jàngi métier la lu jàngi ABC 1 2 3 loolu moom bàyyi nañ ko fële li ñu lay jàngal fii métier la métier nag du wees kenn kon ñaan naa mag yi tamit ñi fi nekk ñoo xam ne bugga nañ te ñemewuñ nañ ñeme ñu ñëw si school bi ñu wane ne bugga nañ ñoom ñu boole leen si school yi mun a jàngal. Okay, I think I have to now go to English, at least for the benefit of the press. I am honored as the chair of the board of Inside Training, and indeed very, very proud to stand here. First, to commend all the personalities I called earlier. Here, our major host is the governor. And then we have the alcalo, we have all the chiefs, and we all have the councillors who are within Kuntaya and the environs. We want to show our appreciation, really, for considering to give us land here in Kuntaya so that we can establish the first ever, most prosperous rural agribusiness training center. It is indeed a pride. And we also want to commend our donor, our development partners. They have now become family members because we have been working together as partners to see that whatever we want to do or we want to achieve, because of the trust and confidence that has been built into the years, we have been able to do it together. So I thank all these partners, and just to cite a few of them, we have TechIFI project, and we have the IMVP, if I'm not mistaken in the name, IMVF exactly, for their support. And we also know that there are many other partners involved, and they have been cited by the CEO. This could not have happened without their support. So I want to, on behalf of the board, express our profound gratitude. We want to thank the administration of Inside Training. Look, if there is no dedication, if there is no commitment coming from that institution, I think we will not have seen success. So therefore, they carry huge responsibility in the success. As a result, they also need to be given the best commendation ever. I know the amount of sacrifice that has gone into it, and therefore we recognize it. As board members, anytime we are called, we try our best to leave our jobs and come and answer, because they give us that confidence that we can succeed together. Now, today we are graduating these students in the area of agribusiness. And I'm sure if you listen to many other speeches to come, you will know precisely that it has to do everything with the whole food component. And I'm happy that the CEO did mention that the area that we are training these people can support in eliminating malnutrition and stunting, particularly among children. But most importantly, it can provide health to the community here and the environment. You see, we should be conscious of the fact that our communities, Gambians in general, don't eat very well. We have bad eating habits. We eat a lot of imported food, white rice, that is not always good. The food that we eat mostly in the villages or in the rural area is in most cases the healthiest. But sometimes we don't even know. Now imagine if agribusiness is really thriving. The chances are we will have people who will live much longer here. Can you imagine the amount of healthy elderly people who can walk their way to work from their homes right here? If you are in Greater Banjul here, you hardly find elderly people attending our ceremonies. Why? Because in most cases, they are conflicted with high blood pressure, with diabetes, with some complications. And you know, we all start growing big bellies and we think that this is sign of good living. But it can also be sign of bad living. And I hope that the agribusiness thriving here is going to improve in the food quality of the community and the environment, but also improve in the economic growth of this environment. And the most important thing is that it also creates, as the chief said, self-reliance and create a skillful society that is going to be food self-sufficient and improve in this. I want to cite here that the Honorable Minister of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology has very recently launched the TVET policy and also its framework. The intention is very clear, that every Gambian will be given an opportunity to be trained. Every Gambian needs to be trained. I think we should set our priorities. It's clear that this amount of students coming out of grade 12 now are increasing in number. We are getting more than the tens of thousands of students coming out. Certainly, not all of them will ever go to university. So what do we do with the rest? They have not really failed. And I disagree with all of those who said they have failed. They have not. These people have already acquired what we call comprehensive basic education. They have done 9 years of basic cycle and they have done 3 years of secondary school. So they know clearly how to read and write, how to do maths, how to do simple accounting, certainly. So what they need now is to be given skills, concrete skills that are needed in our society that is going to boost economic growth. So I am advocating to the ministries of education. I'm advocating to the private sector to really see skills as the primary goal to develop our country and take most of our people out of poverty. This is our advocacy. And I'm also advocating that if we go into certain areas of skill like agribusiness, please let's also consider reducing the importation of most of the food that is coming out and encourage local industries to grow. These local industries have the potential of giving us much better food. Today, I know at home, I go and buy locally prepared, chura gerte, locally prepared findi, locally prepared white cherry, and locally prepared serer cherry and all that, because they are preparing them and packaging them. These people must be empowered. They must be given what is required so that we start eating healthy. We start eating good, but at the same time, we start creating wealth. Because these people who go into this industry, they can only thrive if they know that they do have the market. We cannot have the market if they start competing with the bad products that are coming from abroad. I say bad, and I'm not going to retract that word. I know there are a lot of eggs that are coming. Some of them are bad. There's a lot of imported food that is coming. Some of them are not good for us, especially tin food. We should be even banning tin food. We can have everything we need, which is on tin, which is natural, which is directly from the soil, which is healthier to eat. Tin food can have serious consequences that some of us even don't know. Recently, we have a lot of our children dying. It has been associated to paracetamol, but who knows? There might be other complications too. Because the food that our children eat is what develops their minds. If the food is bad, their mind is going to be bad. That I can tell you for free. You can ask any scientist. So I thank Insight Training really for venturing in the rural area. I encourage them to keep expanding in the rural area. This is the future. And I encourage the graduates today by giving them 6 advice. 6. 1, you should be respectful. Advice number 1. If you respect yourself, you respect the community, then all doors are open for you. You should be honest, because in business, honesty is always very difficult. But it becomes your cardinal rule to be honest. The chances are you will get what you deserve and not what you do not deserve. You should be grateful. You should be grateful to your parents who brought you up, fed you, clothed you, took care of you, always, and make sure you give back anytime you have the opportunity. You should be grateful to your community, people who have given you protection throughout the time that you have lived in this community. You should be grateful to your teachers because they have imparted knowledge that you could otherwise never have heard. And you should be grateful to the country that has given you safe haven to develop you, irrespective of what you might have in your own perception of your country. Always be grateful, because it is said in the Quran, La yaskurullah man la yaskurul nas. If you are not grateful to people, if you are not grateful to the society, then you are not grateful to God. So you must be grateful. You should be generous. You should, because you see, if ITC was not generous, they would not have been expanding like this. They have been generous. Generosity pays back. Generosity is not waste, it's an investment. To be generous with your time, be generous with your wealth, and be generous with your attitude toward people. You must be generous, and God certainly will repay you in abundance. You must be innovative. You are taught today to do agribusiness. You are taught to bring up animals. You are taught to do agriculture. You are taught to, take care of chicken and then sell the eggs. You have to be innovative. You have to look at innovative ways of improving your skills beyond the classroom, beyond the knowledge that you have been given. And most importantly, you must learn to be patient. You see, we have a problem with perseverance. We are not patient. We keep rushing because we want wealth overnight. People don't get wealthy overnight. And by the way, wealth is not in the money you get. Wealth is in the health that you have. Wealth is in the well-being that you have. Wealth is in the complete faculties that you have. Good hands, good legs, eyes to see, ears to hear, mouth to answer when you have been talked to. You see, this wealth has been with you. You don't even know it. A 70-year-old man went to hospital, and then he was given oxygen for 1 week. And when the week ended, he asked for the bill for the oxygen. And they told him the amount. I think it was about $100,000. Well, it's exaggerated, but whatever it was a big amount. And the man cried. They asked him, why are you crying? You cannot pay for this, you are a rich man. He said, no, I can pay. But imagine 70 years I've been breathing fresh air for free. If I'm paying for 1 week, all this amount of money for the air, can you imagine? So we are not even conscious of the wealth we have. As long as we live healthy, as long as we live with our faculties intact, as long as we live and opportunities are there, let us consider ourselves wealthy, and therefore we do not have to be determined that we must be rich and drive nice cars or live in a luxury home or have everything that maybe your 50 Cent has or other person has for you to be happy. No, that is not happiness. That is torture, mental torture, and you might end up probably becoming mad. So be contented with what you have, and solely you will be wealthy in mind and wealthy in spirit. So I congratulate all of you graduates, and I pray, we all pray, inshallah, that Allah widens your chances, increase your opportunities, and make you wealthy, not the wealth, along with the wealth of the money, for sure. I'm sure you want it too, right? But all the form of wealth that you need. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
A marathon speech, but indeed a welcoming one. We are really very grateful of this speech. Everybody is happy of it.
The Governor, the Chairman of the Board of Directors, dear Dr. Ismail Sissay, my dear friend Mam Samba, all those present. It's a pleasure to join you today. Gender, bringing at least a woman to speak at this event. I'm glad to say today that we made it. For those that know, Techifi means make it in the Gambia. I'm glad to say it today in North Bank region, first and foremost, because this is the homeland, this is the region of our dear partners, ADWAC, that has been key working with us since the very first day, even before the very first day, and also the homeland